Hey guys, it's your girl Terez Nicole. I'm a realtor with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, PenFed Realty, director of cheerleading for Ballinger Creek Rec Council at Crestwood Middle School, and the varsity cheer coach over at Frederick High School. I am here today for my fourth Zoom interview, COVID style, finding about the local life of Coach Rob, which we know him as. However, Robert Dixon is the life skills teacher over at West Frederick Middle School. However, he's actually teaching life skills in real life. He is, in fact, the founder and program director of the Elite Coach, MS? MD, okay, LLC, the athletic trainer, and a motivational speaker, as well as, check this out, a two-time head track coach, girls head track coach at Frederick High School, champion, they won 2 championships. So welcome, Coach Rob. How are you today?
Doing great. Thank you very much for the invite. It's always a pleasure to see you, and I appreciate you reaching out.
Well, I truly appreciate you, and I want to tell you why, because every time we call upon you for no matter whatever it is, you answer the call. Today you answered the call. I normally do a quote at the end, but I'm going to do it at the beginning today just because it's about don't make a change, make a difference. And that is truly who you are. It's like anytime somebody calls upon you for whatever it is, you answer the call. So thank you so much for being here and chatting with me today, just to kind of hopefully make life easier or better for some of those in the community and just tell everybody what you're going through. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
So you covered a lot. I am currently, at West Frederick in the capacity of life skills or family and consumer sciences with Frederick County Public Schools. I have been the head coach of boys and girls at Frederick High School track and field for this is our 5th season, or would have been our 5th season. Definitely a proud husband and father and coach. And really just, I use sports as my way of serving the community. I think that coaches have the ability to impact hundreds of kids every year. And when you get past the big time scholarships and the NCAA and all the stuff on TV, you get down to the real issues that kids are dealing with and that we deal with every day as a coach. So you know what that's about. We've been in the community a long time. You've had, my girls for years. You've seen my son grow through that great program at Crestwood. You know what we've been through, where we are and where we're trying to go. So that's it about me. Just love to help people become the best version of their self.
Oh, I love it. And you said it, since the spring sports have been canceled officially now. How are your student athletes, or are you communicating with them? How are you guys dealing with this?
So it's a challenge. It's a huge challenge, number one, because this would be coming up on my 2nd graduating class. So I have some seniors there on both the girls and the guys side who lost an entire season. And for those that understand sports, high school sports, particularly track and field, you understand that your last season may be your best one. And that may help you solidify who you are as a person, number one. Number two, it may help you gain some financial assistance for college, which is always a goal in our program. And when you take away an entire season, that makes it challenging for many kids that were trying to scrape up the last little bit of scholarship money or grants and aid or build relationships with coaches to help them get to school. So that's been the most frustrating part for myself. As a coach, I take a lot of pride, as you know, in helping kids leave their current situation with their families, gain money through athletics, and go and make themselves better and come back and help their families. That's what I was blessed to do. And regardless of what people feel about college education these days, it's not worth it. You can get jobs or start careers without it, go in the military, start your own business. I agree with all those things. But for a small percentage of kids that have the athletic ability, they can gain some money and go away from home, grow as a person, and earn a bachelor's degree or more. And that's extremely valuable to families, to possibly be the first person in your family to go to college and show your younger brothers and sisters that they can do that too through athletics. So that's been a challenge. The next biggest challenge is just staying positive. Humans need human interaction. And although you're home with families, you realize the value of your friends, your colleagues, your professional coworkers, teammates, church and religious family members, your neighbors. So staying healthy and making sure that they are in a positive state of mind has been our biggest challenge. And we've done that through Schoology. As you know, FCPS has kind of shifted very aggressively to Schoology as the platform for communication. But in today's society, kids are on so many different platforms, the phones, the group text, the computers, Snapchat, Instagram, TikTok. God forbid you say to kids, yeah, I've been watching you too. God forbid you say to kids, Facebook, Zoom now, Facebook Messenger, Instagram Messenger. So we're using these technologies to just check in on kids. How are you? To make sure my seniors are in a good space. Coaches have loaded, which I need to give you access to because you and other coaches can jump in and steal stuff. Flexibility, NCAA registration, basic at-home quarantine workouts, how to use your book bag as a weight, basic stretching routines, nothing that those cheerleaders can do, but just some basics that we say to the kids. So we've used basic communication, text, Instagram, and Schoology to try to communicate with our groups, make sure they're in a good space, and really to lay some foundation for next year.
A good headspace, most importantly, because I know I've been calling our student athletes and just checking in. Our season is over, but I know our student athletes are trying to adjust at home and doing schoolwork at home, and a couple of them are having some challenges and are missing the social side of it. So, I'm just telling them to push through, and this could be their time. This could be their story that they could provide in college of one of their challenges, and the fact that they pushed through and they still, graduated top of their class that year or so forth. So I am super proud of all the student athletes and all the students that were able to just go immediately, shelter in home, work from home, hopefully still exercising and doing some type of healthy regimen as far as a diet. What diet would you recommend? Like just type of healthy eating, because I know you do that as well.
Yes. So I think what's extremely critical during this time, Terez, for anyone, and I'm speaking generally to school-age children, middle school that I work with, high school, and adults, right? What's critical at this time is that we understand and maximize our time. So to me, number one would be time management. Eat on a schedule, okay? Exercise on a schedule. Sleep on a schedule. Wake up on a schedule. Clean on a schedule. Study on a schedule. If you think about our lives, regardless of how hectic they were before we were forced to slow down, the good thing about it is we were able to accomplish so much because we were regimented. We were on a routine. We got up at a certain time within a certain time frame, eat, take your vitamins, grab some water, work out if you're a morning workout person, get on the road, go to work, go to practice, come home. We were on a routine. Now that we're quarantined and we're sheltered in place, many of those routines have gone out the window, right? We sleep in, we stay up very late. We eat when we think we're hungry, and we eat just because something's in the cabinet. So to answer your question specifically, and I've noticed this with my kids, are the way to remain healthy, regardless of what you're eating, is to choose to eat on a schedule, on some kind of regimen. Not just my show is over, I'm going to go grab a Pop-Tart now. So that would be my number one rule. Eat on a schedule. Number two is begin to evaluate more what you're actually eating. Now that we have more time to think about, well, I had a Pop-Tart for breakfast, and now I just got done watching my show. Should I have another Pop-Tart, or do I have a chance to make a healthier food choice? This is where we need to challenge high school athletes. Maybe instead of the second Pop-Tart, which is a taste-based food, we grab a piece of fruit. We're at home. It's not difficult. It's not hard to peel or cut or rinse off. And if it's accessible in the home, it's going to spoil pretty quickly. So you can start to see your bananas go bad quickly. And just because they're brown doesn't mean you can't eat them. So that would be my second thing. Number one, develop a schedule of eating. Wake up, eat within a particular time of waking up to jumpstart your metabolism, and schedule your next meal. And even if you're eating a lot throughout the day, which is not bad, spread it out and put it on a schedule. Because to be honest, we should be eating 4 to 6 medium to small meals versus 3 large meals like we were taught to eat 20 years ago. Okay. And my final piece when it comes to diet, and I'm gonna merge this one together, is decrease sugar. Sugar comes at us in many forms, and our society hides it. You know, there's many different names for sugar: sucrose, syrup, all kinds of different names on the back of the label. But if we can try to cut down on our sugar intake, at least our artificial sugar, the fake stuff, all the food coloring, the Kool-Aid, the candies, if we can limit that, then allow the natural sugars that we get through food to fuel us, we're in a better position. And I know I said that was my last one, but this is really my last one. Increase your water intake.
That's a good one.
Yeah, grab that gallon jug or half a gallon jug, you know, fill it up, sweeten it up naturally, lemon, lime, cucumbers, put those things in there that taste good. Mix it partially with some other juices that you like the flavor with, right? Like I tell people, create your own Gatorade or your own juice. You know, if you're going to do a gallon of water and it might start to taste stale after a while, put some lemon juice in there or apple juice or orange juice. It'll help the taste a little bit. It should still be some water. So eat on a schedule. Pay attention to what you're eating. Don't just eat, you know, because you feel like it. Decrease sugar intake and increase water intake.
I love it. I love it. That is some really good information. And I've been doing a lot of that stuff, so I'm super excited. I'm like, I do that.
Mm-hmm.
I do that. I do. So I'm super excited that I'm kind of following that guideline. Do you time block any?
So no, I don't. I'm not that disciplined. I know that many of my peoples and my other fellow coaches that work out do that, right? They wake up and they have particular time blocks. I have to flow because in addition to being a teacher, I have kids here that are going to need me. As you know, I have a not so newborn 7-month-old baby girl that's growing so quick and fast. So she's not on a schedule, right? When she wants to use the bathroom, she does. When she wants to eat, we try to get her more on a regimen also. But sometimes you have to stop what you're doing and go. But for the most part, yes, I say to myself, I'm up, I have a routine. I'm a little older, so I do that, an active male vitamin and supplement, zinc, biotin, vitamin D's, and then I go with my first drink is fiber. Water, I mix up my fiber. I like the powder format because I just feel like it does better for my body. And then I actually do a morning fast every day. So I don't allow my body to have a solid food-based calorie until after 12. So if I'm up at 6, I do a quick 6-hour fast where I'm cleansing my system. I may do 2 drinks where it's a probiotic hot tea with lemon and fiber. So in my system first, I want to hydrate and cleanse. And then I'll eat if the family eats around 12, do whatever I have to do, work. And then I'm trying to get back to eating again at 3 to 4. And then dinner is usually around 5 or 6. And then those late night snacks that get all of us, I try to, unlike my wife, don't tell her I said it, stay away from the cookies and the complex fake good energy that you have at 8 o'clock when you're sitting down doing nothing. You're not burning that much energy. And I try to go with fruit. So replacing some of those snacks with fruit.
So I'm happy that you're talking about those healthy options. And I'm not sure, because I was speaking to Doreen, your wife, the other day, and she was telling me, I don't know if this is through the Elite Coaching platform that you're working on some fitness links or something, a fitness site. What does that look like?
Yes. So my website is built, and please, you and everybody else can find my platform at elitecoachmd.com. I've locked a domain down. I'm building it. It has some people that you're very familiar on there, making some testimonies, some great pictures. And what I'm going to use that platform for is a multitude of things. One, to give people more access to me. They can log in, check it out. They can send me communications. and ask for different things because everybody needs something different. And I have a hard time of focusing on one thing. So if someone needs a motivational speaker, I want them to be able to log in and say, hey, Coach Rob, I have a group of kids, or I have a church, or I have a graduation, and I can do that route. If someone wants a program designed for them, fitness, they're coming off an injury, or they just had a baby, or they need some help, they can go that route. So elitecoachmd.com is where you can find me, but I am going to be proactive, and I'm going to just start building fundamental workouts and movements. There's so much junk out here on the market. Fitness trainers, professionals, kids that are in college making videos and telling other people how to do things. So I really want to slow down and show people ways that you can do things very healthy at home, in your backyard, on your stair steps, not grabbing chairs and jumping over chairs in the house, or, lifting weights with different things, but really some safe and healthy options that are as simple as jump roping, stretching before you go to bed, hip openers, push-ups, sit-ups, just basic fundamental movements, and I want to show them. So yes, our videos will be coming out soon. I'm working with a studio to have some access within reason to some studio space. And I have several of our great athletes at Frederick on standby to help demonstrate these videos. And of course, I'll be using my daughters to give them their start in their online video career. So that's what I'm really working on, outside of managing the family and just trying to uphold my responsibilities as an employee.
I love it. I love it. And since you mentioned as things are slowing down, since things are slowing down, how have you been staying focused and engaged on your purpose while you're safe at home?
Well, it's extremely difficult for me. Athletics, particularly track and field, is a source of peace for me. I'm a competitor, and when we can't compete physically, we want to train others to compete. I love to coach, as you do. We pour hours and hours and hours into our kids. And a large part of that is the athletic performance, but a large part of it, and even a larger part, I'd say, is the development of the student athlete. I've been staying focused by challenging myself to do the things that I coach other people to do. So coaching myself, number one, reading more. I'm reading a book again called Tribes. It talks about a particular brand of leadership, and I'll get that information to you. Very small, quick, powerful book. I am a fan of Rich Dad, Poor Dad and his financial philosophies. So I like to go back and read Quadrants and his original Rich Dad, Poor Dad, to just seek that inspiration on creating additional streams of income for myself and my family and my legacy. Lock in and fix the things that you didn't have time to fix before around the house. There's a little knack here, fix this, screw that in, get the car cleaned and tuned up. I spend a lot of time in the yard. And I'm actually pursuing my formal certified personal training certification through the National Association of Sports Medicine, NASM. So I'm actually taking classes, and instead of just sitting here doing nothing, I'm challenging myself to put the formal credentials behind that, and I'll be able to have that certification and do more formal things and generate more income based on not only what I love, but what I'm trained to do.
I love it. I love it. That is some very powerful information. What advice can you give families to help them through this pandemic?
Number one, communicate with each other. Talking to each other and trying to stay positive is extremely important during this time, because if we listen to the news media and the news outlet, the world's going to come to the end. And if you're as old as we are, we've heard that story before. Right? And the media capitalizes off of that financially. We live in a capitalistic society, and that word means to capitalize, take advantage of whatever you can. So stay positive, communicate, tell each other you love each other, talk, laugh, cry, go through whatever gamut of emotions you can. Second, routine. Even if you give yourself a chance to sleep in an extra hour, still get up. If you went to work at 5, getting up at 6, act like you have some routine, and your body will stay healthy. It will stay sharp. Second, evaluate those areas that you didn't have time to evaluate before: your fitness, your health, your finances. If you own a home, fix or upgrade those things in the home that are going to keep the value in the home long term. If you need to make an adjustment in your career, it's no better time to get a resume updated or to get your resume in the hands of other people that may now finally have some time to look at it. So those people that are in between jobs, or I don't like this job no more, you have time. We have to eliminate the excuses of I don't have time anymore. Although some of us are still busy and we're working and we're managing our careers, you still do have a little bit more time, even if it's a couple hours than you did before. So, communication, staying positive, working on the things that maybe took a back seat in the past, and, understanding that this will end, and ask yourself the question, where do I want to be? Who do I want to be? And what position do I want to be in when this is over, right? Do I want to be in the same position and come up with some excuse of anything? The pandemic was tough, or I didn't have time, or I didn't feel like it. Or are we going to push through and be better on the other side? So that's what I say. Be active. Enjoy your families. I'm outside every day running with my kids, trying to have some fun with them. Like I said, I got a list of projects to do in the house. And I love to tackle those. I spend a lot of time at Home Depot. So yeah, try to find some ways to be positive and active consistently.
I love it. Thank you so very much for all of your words of wisdom and your motivation that you're giving to the community. So guys, there you have it. That's Local Life of Coach Rob Dixon. I'm going to go ahead and post this on my YouTube channel. So please don't forget to
Coach, can I say one more thing?
Absolutely.
I want to say to the graduating classes of 2020, particularly the seniors at Frederick High School and in Frederick County, to the track and field athletes and athletes that, were spring sports athletes that lost their season, any student athletes that have questions about the NCAA processes, or getting in contacts with coaches, or trying to figure out how to get to college. Terez, I want people to know that they can communicate with me. Coaches and parents, also swallow your pride. And if you want to reach out and need some help with something because you have a senior that needs some help with some things, use the resources around, and I want to make myself available to that. But to the class of 2020, congratulations. We all sincerely apologize that this happened during your senior year and in your senior season. Proms were taken, graduations have been taken, senior competition for athletes and scholars have been taken. And I hope that everyone still lands and gets to go to the next stage of life that they want to, but know that there are people here that are proud of you, and that in no way, shape, or form is your accomplishment any lesser due to this pandemic. So congratulations, 2020. We look forward to seeing what you can do to improve our society despite this challenge that's been presented before you.
Wow, I am speechless. However, I am going to add your website to this link. So make sure you send it to me. And guys, please don't forget to like, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and comment. Thank you so very much for watching. And Coach Rob, thank you so very much for hanging out with me today.
Anytime.
Alrighty.
That was great.
Yes, you were.